Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Cryptids and Creepy Stuff. Whether you're watching it live, whether you're watching it after the fact, make sure you give us a good old share and subscribe, like the video, whatever you want to do. Help us out, help us grow the channel, help us grow what we're doing. As you can see, scrolling along the bottom there, and as for the title, today's episode is on the Ozark Howler, another Arkansas legend. And I am going to bring on now the man with the plan, the man that knows how to find information, our head researcher, Mr. Bruce. What's up, Bruce?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? David, how's the week been treating you?
We're not going to get into that right now because it's hot and it sucks. But it's okay, though. I still have a positive outlook on life, and hopefully we can get some people to enjoy our show today. So
I sure hope so.
Go ahead, and you have the floor, young man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, episode 3 is on the Ozark Howler. If you hadn't noticed the scrolling ticker at the bottom, or the Facebook the Facebook stuff, the shares and everything. The Ozark Howler is a mysterious creature living deep in the woods of the Ozarks. Its territories extend from southern Missouri to northern Arkansas, and sightings have even been recorded in Oklahoma and Texas. Of course, it's a local legend, right? So real quick, I want to give a shout out to the sites and the things that I got the research from tonight. Books and literature, Tales of the Ozark Howler, published in 1930 and again in 2019. Ozark Superstitions in 1983 and again in 2018. The Hair of the Black Howler. The Hunt the Ozark Howler, Billy Bob's Howler, Ozark Howler Verse, and then there's movies about the Ozark Howler, In Search of Monsters, the Ozark Howler. I'd also like to give some shout-outs to a couple of websites, Fandom, Explore Southern History, and UnlockTheOzarks.com. So, yeah, the Ozark Howler. Whoa, I thought that was the Ozark Howler creeping up behind you.
No, it's just for you.
Tell him what's up.
He can't hear you. The microphone works.
What's up,
what's up, bro?
Chilling.
What's happening?
Nothing.
He was bringing me an extra fan because it's extra hot out here.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Remember, if you want to watch it, come in here and watch it.
Okay.
So that way we don't kill our signal.
That's why I clicked out of everything on my phone.
So anyway, got interrupted there.
Oh, that's fine. I don't know if you heard me or not, but I thought that was the Ozark Howler creeping up behind you.
Right? That's just Fred. Only time he howls is if he trips in the house.
Hey, I'm right there with him. So what is the Ozark Howler? Legend has been passed down. It's also called the Ozark Black Howler. Legends have been passed down for generations by locals who have heard things they could not describe. And that's just a general thing, like, back before science was big and most things were
on the
were
internet.
explained. Yeah, the internet. You hear a creepy noise. Oh my gosh! It must have been a woolly bugger coming to get me.
Right.
So they couldn't describe or seen things that couldn't be described as an animal that you would expect to find in the heart of the Ozarks wilderness. Its frightening sound and eerie appearance has been seen in the more remote parts of the Missourian and Arkansan Ozarks, and even further west in Oklahoma and south in Texas. Sightings and stories of creatures have circulated since at least the 1800s, but no concrete evidence of the Ozark Howler's existence has ever been found. So, typically, uh, everything okay?
I was I was trying to say. I thought we had. Did we not have a picture of some kind of evidence?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we have a picture of a drawing of what somebody
Oh,
who
okay,
said they
okay,
seen the
okay.
howler kind of looks like. So here's that picture real quick. That's an artist rendition of what they said the Ozark Howler looks like.
Okay, okay. I could have swore I seen something with a like weird footprints or something like that. But maybe it was just something I noticed when I was looking around. It might have been like a bear or something
It
like
might have
that.
been. So
Anyway,
it's
sorry.
typically no, you're fine. It's typically described as being around the size of a bear, with a thick body, stocky legs, black shaggy hair, and having prominent horns. Most agree that it is either black or dark in color. Its cry is often described as being a combination of a wolf's howl and an elk's bugle. I didn't I didn't realize that the noise that elks made was called a bugle.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Uh,
Huh. Okay. I learned something today.
Same here. Skeptics claim that it's just an eastern cougar, also a black bear, or some kind of wolf or feral hound.
but if that's the case, why where's the horns come into? You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out because I've seen a few bears in my day and a couple in the wild. Never seen any with horns.
Yeah. I mean, we probably scared them because they were horny, but not having actual horns.
Right,
Thank
right.
you. I'll be all week.
It's-
Anyway,
So sightings, they started being officially recorded back in the 1950s. Though many Ozark families can pass on stories to of their parents and grandparents experiencing the chill of seeing the Ozark Howler well before that time. So many families that grew up in the Ozarks and can reach back into their family traditions and you know remember stories being passed down from parents and
okay.
grandparents and parents of grandparents dealing with the Ozark Howler.
Sorry, I got gas. Uh,
That's all right.
I'm the comedic relief for this stuff. Damn it. So reading in the research here, talking about between 2005 and 2010, the howler, also known as the black howler or even the devil cat, it was spotted multiple times. A family living north of Van Buren, which really is not that far away from me. So
Right.
now I'm gonna be thinking about this. They were in the Boston Mountains of Crawford County. Set out trail cams after spotting what they believed was a big cougar. Uh, the images they supplied to a Fort Smith television station appeared to show a big cat similar to a cougar or mountain lion. So
Wow.
Mark popped in this too. It goes by many names like the hoo hoo, the nightshade bear, and devil cat. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah, and
maybe
that's the thing.
Mark. Why don't we have Mark on? He is so knowledgeable every single time. He
I
just
know,
boom, boom,
dude.
boom.
Well, but the
Mark,
problem is
Mark.
though is that would kill off some of our watchers.
I thought we did that. I thought we did that with our own beautiful mugs.
Right, right. Anyway,
All right, so our next bit of information comes from puzzleboxhorror.com. Uh, they had some dates of discovery and stuff like that. So the Ozark Howler sightings date back to the early 1800s in some southern regions of the United States. The earliest legends come from Daniel Boone's encounter with this creature.
wow.
Legends say that Boone fired a few shots at the creatures, and some say he took it home as a trophy, but little evidence supports that. The most recent sighting came in 2015 when a local resident claims to have photographed the howler at Devil's Den State Park.
Do you have that picture?
Uh, no, he didn't.
Ah,
All the pictures that have been brought forward have either been debunked or have been considered fakes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's one thing. Yeah, Mark, that's the same. That's the same thing that we were saying. It's weird. Like
Yeah, the horn.
I could understand a big cat, but there's one picture that we found that this thing looks like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Right. Yeah, honestly, that is honestly when you showed me that picture, that was like one of the first things that popped in my mind. Having girls growing up, and I definitely saw Beauty and the Beast multiple times.
Yeah.
And that was the first thing that rolled through my head was that. That's part of the model right there, you know.
This thing escaped from a Disney movie.
All right, so getting into the Devil's Den State Park, an imposing icon in the Arkansas Ozarks, Devil's Den State Park boasts beautiful natural scenery and structures built by the Civilian Conservation Corps. The park contains a system of caves and underground rivers, as well as trails to surrounding forests that offer hikes and horseback riding opportunities. Lake Devil, a CCC built dam spanning Lake Creek, also attracts fishing and boating enthusiasts. So right there, that sounds like that is a a good breeding ground area
Oh,
for something.
absolutely.
With underground caves, underground rivers and stuff.
Have you ever looked into the Missing 411 project?
No, I have never heard of that.
It's a crazy documentary, a crazy bit of research. A certain a large amount of people go missing yearly in state parks, and
Oh, okay.
there's people that are investigating and trying to figure out maybe these people are going through state parks and they get lost and then they fall into a hole or they go to explore an underground cave and then they just get lost in the cave and end up dying.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's wild, man. It's really wild to hear some of the documentaries and some of the
All right.
eyewitnesses reports and
I'm
stuff.
stating it right now because these underground caves and all, it ain't the hot howler. We have man bear pig.
Oh no,
Man bear pig.
super
I
serial, y'all.
went too much
He's
South Park.
he's super serial.
Anyway,
Mark,
I'm getting you off track here.
Mark, you like this part. The Ozark Howler has raked up a list of names such as the Howler, the Ozark Black Howler. Some of the lesser known names are the Hulu, like you said, the Nightshade Bear, the Devil Cat. This creature is known to live in remote areas in the Ozark. Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas are the four main states in the Ozark area that have the most sightings of the howler. A notable howl is described as eerie, violent, and loud, a mixture between several creatures but none specific enough to know its true origin.
So I know it does sound like we're kind of doing some things on repeat. We want to make sure we get all the information out we can. Uh,
And some of the
we dig
sites that I
this,
got this, yeah, some of the sites that I got this off of, it's a little bit of the stuff overlap. So bear with us. So
We're
yeah,
still new to this, damn it.
episode 3, gents and ladies, creeps and cryptids.
All right, so it goes into the physical description again, but it's a little bit more detail on this one. Uh, of course, resembling a large bear with horns and claws. Uh, Typically, bear size being with thick and stocky build, covered with black shaggy hair, and some reports prominent horns. This this howler though, here's where it differs though, has glowing red eyes and the cry of a wolf's howl, an elk's bugle, and the laugh of a hyena. Often the sightings claim uh, the creature is a large cat-like monster, but the size of a bear, still to have shaggy hair, but tan in color of a mountain lion or a puma. This version does not come with horns, however, though. Also, the cat version of the howler had orangey red glowing eyes, but the growl of a big cat rather than a true howl. So there we're getting some of the alternating versions of it now. Uh, that really makes you wonder. Like I said, with the say, the last part of saying it's more of a cat version,
Yeah,
more tan in color. That right there to me like puts them off more that these other people done found like a big ass mountain lion or a puma or something like that. And
oh yeah, for sure.
because like when somebody like something scares somebody, it's gonna feel bigger than what it actually is. So
Oh yeah, if something.
there
If I
may
was out in the woods, if I was walking around in the woods and some mountain lion, little like any kind of smallish, big like predatory cat jumps out at me, I'm gonna think that thing is 10 feet tall and 100 feet wide.
right. Be a little bobcat, and I'm like, oh no, it's a lion.
Yeah. So everything we found up to this point, all point back to the 1800s as being its true origin date. Many believe it was a hoax to fool the cryptid community from early American folklore, while others have determined that the howler is real. Some claim that it's a lost branch of the mountain lion line mixed with an unknown big cat breed. Now, I'm not a big scientific guy, but I do know that like a zebra can't actually mate with a horse without some kind of scientific intervention. I know that humans and our close genetic relatives can't interspecies produce, but I mean, I do know like cat
There's
on
got to be
cat.
some kind of possibility, though.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like I know like cats in general, like different breeds of dogs breed all the time. Like uh, like the Labradoodle or the
Yeah.
you know lots of different other dogs that I'm not a doggerologist.
Well, I
Um,
mean, but look at like I know I don't know if it's like how it actually if it has to have some kind of uh inter, intervention type thing or something like that and all. But look at the liger,
yeah,
lion tiger mix, and them son of a gun are huge.
yeah, they are.
Like Eureka Springs has the big cat refuge there,
Yeah,
Turtle Creek or something like that, and they've got some ligers, and then like if it's the other way around, they call it something else. I can't remember, but those things are freaking massive, man. It's insane. So I
yeah,
mean, if that's a possibility, you know, some lion or some mountain lion that showed up and had relations with a bobcat. And now we got a mountain bob lion. Uh,
Yeah. So, so the Ozark Howler is not the only cryptid to be likened to other animals, such as the Sasquatch and the Dogman and many others. Now, all science really needs to do is find the missing link between those animals, between the big cats, to be able to say, okay, this is the link that boom, here's the Ozark Howler, and maybe we can get a legit name on it. Maybe its name is like uh, Jonathan or David or something, Bruce. Maybe we'll go traipsing through the Ozarks and we'll come across a whole little pack of them, and there'll be some cute little howlers.
Yeah, eventually we gotta do some kind of investigation on some of this stuff.
I wholeheartedly agree.
If we didn't live 3 hours away from each other.
Yeah,
Tygon, that's the other one. But they also have like there at the place that we went, there was a whole chart of like, if you've got this as a dad, this as a mom, it's this. If you've got this as a dad, this mom, it's this. There was like 7 or 8 different versions of it.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so I know scientifically some animals can interbreed, but it's not like you're gonna breed a big cat and a bear. And you'll have to also mix in there. You'll have to also mix in there like a goat of some kind to get the horns. That's like some we
don't need to be talking about animal orgies here.
That's like some kind of that's kind of like some Island of Dr. Moreau shit right there.
Right.
All right. So some legends state that the howler could be a growling demon stalking its prey across the country or the mountainsides. Others report the howler appearing in the distance just for a look at a passerby before disappearing again. The 1800s version of the howler tell of people being attacked and killed, while recent tales to match, most sightings have become passive walk-bys and some strange howling or growling. Scientists have spent years researching breeding populations of big cats in the Ozark area, as well as thermal imagery in hopes of catching a reading of this creature. Many large-scale efforts have been brought to sighting locations in multiple states, only turning up minor evidence the howler could have been there. Paw prints and dark hairs are the only traces past blurred-out pictures and local tales. This, however, does not stop locals, researchers, and cryptid hunters from searching out the howler. Many still comb the area in hopes of seeing this creature.
So it may not have as big of a following, but it has a similar following as to like Bigfoot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Adding
Mark just had to throw this in there.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So, but I mean, there's still birds, so you would see that I wouldn't be able to mix let's just think of something scary. Let's say like a tarantula and a hornet and a scorpion.
I hate you.
I'm talking about like nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't mix those 3 things together and get an elefino.
The red wolf, but the pictures don't.
Yeah, they don't really resemble a wolf at all.
I think that's more about the sound. So,
yeah,
we do have a few sounds to compare, but
we'll
get
cool.
to that in a little bit. So
just like everything that we've researched up to this point, there's always a hoaxer. There's always hoaxers in the mix, just trying to grab their 15 seconds of fame, which is unfortunate because stuff like this, it should really be documented and should really be studied. because crap, like any one of us could be walking through the Ozarks and get mauled by this thing.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I'm a bit of an alarmist when it comes to that. Any one of us could be walking along the forest, and this scary looking creature busts out on us. But it could be the nicest thing in the world. It can be like domesticated animals, or it could even be heck, for all I know, all we know, it could be really super intelligent.
Well, like in the '90s, there was a certain Arkansas student that was convinced that this and other legends were nothing but a hoax, and he made it his mission to prove the cryptid community wrong. All right. So this person flooded websites and blogs with outlandish sightings, stories of the howler, as well as other legends, of course. This made researching and proving the truth of the howler to be very difficult. And unfortunately, a lot of those things still hold true today, that it makes it hard to find authentic information. But scientists have since launched full investigations to get to the bottom of the howler legend. Chad Arment even states in his book Cryptozoology that the Ozark Howler is definitely a hoax, but there's no
You know,
other
I,
evidence
I think
presented.
I think Chad Armand is definitely a hoax. There's people out there that are just naysayers, and you know as well
Right.
as I do that there's a lot more of this earth that we haven't discovered than there is that we have discovered. So
Look at
yeah,
this. Look
that's
at this.
an interesting take on it. I could be. That's what I'm saying. We don't know. So you know, before we just automatically assume that it's fake, like we should really
Really
try to
dig deep.
exhaust, yeah, really dig deep and try to exhaust every effort to track this thing down. And once we've exhausted all those, then we can, kind of say, okay, well, maybe it was just some stories that some people told their kids to get them to go to sleep at night. Be good,
Right.
or the Arkansas Howler will come get you.
Right. Right. Well, 2015, the news leader, they ran a story from a tipster, John Myers, who sent in photos that were meant to be the Ozark Howler. So he had definitive proof. However, those pictures were heavily photoshopped and barely resembled the Arkansas legend. He was quoted in the news leader saying, "Met some family in Devil's Den State Park this weekend for some camping. Uh, we were up near Yellow Rock Trailhead this morning and saw this thing chase a squirrel up a tree, and I've never seen anything like it. It had short black fur, a broad nose, and horns like a young deer, but it moved like a cat and had a long tail. Don't know what else it could be but the howler. It was yelping and scratching at the tree, and I got this pretty good photo when it stopped and turned to look at me. Wish I had video or more photos, but it disappeared too fast. You can give me a call. I'm an electrician, so usually available to talk for a minute." So he
Uh,
gave his full statement
I
for a
tried.
bullshit picture.
Look, I tried like hell to find these pictures, but I personally couldn't find them anywhere. I used Google, I used DuckDuckGo. I couldn't find these pictures anywhere. So if somebody comes across these Photoshop pictures,
Yeah, send them to
yes,
us.
send them to us because I just have to. I can imagine like this guy's telling this story and he's like, oh my gosh, it was so pristine. We were walking and then there was a tree and a squirrel ran up the tree and then this big mysterious majestic cat-like creature with deer horns was scratching and yelping at the thing and then it turned, looked at me and winked, and I snapped a picture. You know what?
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Uh,
Lord.
I
Well,
kind of I kind of would like to be an editor of one of these places, just to get just to field some of the wackadoo stuff that people send in. I'm not saying that this is wackadoo because honestly, it could. This is how actual eyewitness accounts start off.
All right. Mark brought up a question here. Any native-based legends on the Ozark Howler, or was the legend European settler-based? European could
European
be.
settler base mostly.
Could there be a European story based on that? And honestly, that like the first thing that comes to my mind, when you talk about European based and whatnot, is the old home story, the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Oh yeah,
Because a lot of people felt like that was based off of events that could have happened, at least the
yeah.
house itself. And it sounds
Something
similar.
something a little closer. Well, I mean, along those same lines is the Black Shook. Supposedly, it's like a shadow dog demon. That if you see it, it's supposed to be a bad omen about death and despair and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's an old English one. But I'm glad, Mark. Man, I'm telling you, bro. I'd like to get you on here with us.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think the next cryptid, so we got a creepy one next, and then I
yeah,
think
yeah,
the next
yeah.
cryptid, Mark, you need to hit us up, man. We would love to have you on here.
Absolutely. So the howl is the hallmark of the Ozark Howler. It's kind of where it gets its name. So, imagine, if you will, it's the 1800s and you have a small 1 to 2 bedroom house smack dab in the middle of the Ozarks. Um, you're getting ready to go to sleep at night, or you're getting up early in the morning before the sun comes up, and you hear a loud noise, a loud, baleful howl just coming from somewhere in the Ozarks in your range of hearing. Your mind is going to automatically try to fill in the blanks on uh, what that creature could be that's making that noise. So it's been described as, and I just kind of put everybody in the mindset of being an 1800s settler that just happened to build his house in the middle of the Ozarks. If the Ozarks and the area is new to you and you don't know anything about it, and you hear this crazy noise, that's uh, that's definitely something to fill in the blanks with. Now it can be described as very deep and guttural, as well as a high pitched howl. Others said it's the most unearthly scream, and it's also half human. One of the most common descriptions of the sound is like screams of a woman. Those who have heard the screams pierce the night never forget that chill that ran up their spine and the feeling of dread that washed over them. So here's the part where we've got
A couple of sound clips.
a couple of sound bites. Some claim that the sounds are made by animals commonly found in the region. They point to the screams and howls of animals like the red fox.
It might take a second.
I'm working on it. So this is the sound of a red fox.
We
You hear it better now?
Oh,
It's
I
almost
heard
like
it. I,
it's almost like "Wah!"
yeah, it's real quick sound.
Yeah. So others say it sounds about like the Fisher cat growl. That's what this one sounds like. Hey, I am glad I have that sound. That's going into my entrance music. That is
Oh
dope.
man, that is
That is
genuinely creepy.
Yeah, that is creepy. And also they said it also has sounded like uh, fighting raccoon or even a bulk elk bugle. So here's raccoons fighting.
Ugh.
That's wild. Now this is the one that I've been waiting for. The bull elk bugle.
Dude, I got goosebumps on that.
No joke.
I didn't
no
realize
joke.
that's what they sounded like.
Uh,
Wow.
So you're an early 1800s settler, and you hear that outside your door at night or early in the morning.
Oh,
Can you
man.
imagine?
That Fisher catch was the one that got me, though. Good God.
Yeah. Okay. Man, Fisher cat. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I ain't either.
Damn, nature, you're scary.
Oh, man. Yeah,
So
that.
a major
Oh.
So a major problem in determining if the creature is real or just a myth is that wildlife officials maintain there is not a breeding population of cougars left in Arkansas. They do concede that it is possible there might be individual big cats living in the mountains, pointing out they likely were once held as pets but escaped or were turned loose by their owners. That came from exploresouthernhistory.com.
Yeah, and I can see that because I know, I'm going back to the Wildcat Refuge in Eureka Springs here, but like quite a few of the big cats they had there were like people's pets. You know, that
Yeah,
people
like
had them.
rescued.
So that definitely, yeah, that definitely could be a thing. You good
Oh
there?
man. Yeah. Sorry, I dropped my ashtray. Hey,
No.
real quick, I gotta listen to this one more time. Fisher cat growl.
We turned the volume down and just make that our background.
Oh yeah, dude, for real. Yeah, that's it. That's the background.
Oh, you put it on loop, it'll just keep going.
Over and over and over again, screams. It sounds about like if you were like drowning I don't know, like a monster or something. Like they're
Oh
gurgling.
yeah,
That's
that
creepy.
is genuinely creepy.
Oh
All right, so let's get into a little bit of the evidence they got here. December 2015, the Arkansas television station 4029 News reported they had received photographs purported to be images of the creature from a viewer. The station contacted the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, who responded that they had heard of no claim of sightings of the creature and said the images sent to the station were a hoax.
that
Call
sounds like a
records.
cover up. That sounds like a cover up to me.
Call records to Arkansas game fishing during the fall of 2014 include reported sighting of an animal in Benton County, which is not far from me. In October 2014, reported emergency call received by the Game and Fish indicated that a motorist nearly collided with an unidentified mammal at like 9:45 at night. The recorded phone conversation indicates that armed state wildlife officers may have been dispatched to investigate what was described as a bear-sized, gray, fast-running animal on Pump Station Road in Springdale. So, I mean, yeah, you might not have pictures, but The game of fish
Yeah,
said they ain't seeing shit, but then there's phone calls to back up that they're seeing shit. You know?
yeah, yeah. All right. That's wild. Yeah. Can you imagine driving down the road and almost hitting the Ozark Howler? Can you imagine being the motorist that actually hit one?
Oh
What if
man,
what if it was the last one to ever be a thing, and then you hit it?
I got a hell of a trophy on my wall. Uh,
Screw you,
uh,
Daniel. Screw you, Daniel Boone.
so, Mark asked earlier about the European-based
Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that.
Uh,
I know you got some stuff right here to go along with that part.
so, Scottish, Irish, and Welsh and English settlers homesteaded in the Ozark Plateau in the mid to late 1800s. They brought with them ancestral stories and mythology. So, one such story is of the Kusith. It's a mythological hound that is feared as a harbinger of death, similar to the Black Shook. The settlers believed the hound would come to bear away the soul of a person to be to the afterlife, similar to the Grim Reaper. The hounds of death went by names such as Beansid, which is Irish, Coosid, which is Irish as well, and then Cuan Unwin, which is Welsh. According to Scottish folklore, the Coosith is said to be the size of a young bull with the appearance of a wolf. Its fur is shaggy and usually cited as being dark green, though sometimes white. Its tail is described as being long and either coiled up or plaited, uh, which is braided. Its paws are described as being the width of a human's hand.
So I can see with the green and you've seen some animals that have like the algae and the moss and stuff growing
Yeah,
on their fur and whatnot. I can see that easily.
yeah, yeah. The Coosith is thought to make its home in the clefts of rocks in the Highlands of Scotland. Also, they're said to roam the moors and the Highlands themselves.
So
According to
there
legend,
we go with the Hound of the Baskervilles I was talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
because it was
According
based
to
in the moors.
yeah, according to legend, the creature was capable of hunting silently, what would occasionally let out three terrifying bays, and only three, that could be heard for miles by those listening for it, even far out to sea. Those who hear the baying of the Sith must reach safety by the third bark, or be overcome with terror to the point of death.
Holy crap!
Uh, it was also said that the baying was a warning to lock up nursing women, lest the beast abduct them and take them to a fairy mound.
Huh.
Scotch Gaelic Sithine, to supply milk for the children of the Fae. Dawn and Sith. Children of the Fae, Dawn and Sith.
Okay.
In Wales, they were associated with migrated geese, supposedly because their honking in the night is reminiscent of barking dogs.
Huh.
Hunting grounds for the Cuan Anwen are said to include the mountain of Kadar Idris, where it is believed the howling of these huge dogs foretold death to anyone who heard them. According to Welsh folklore, their growling is loudest when they are at a distance, and as they draw nearer, it grows softer and softer. Their coming is generally seen as a death portent. Some people see a connection between the mythologies that came here with the settlers and the ancient stories of the Native Americans who inhabited the region. Natives told stories of saber-toothed tigers that used to roam the land, though they had been gone for thousands of years. Combining the stories of the tigers and the settlers' tales of otherworldly creatures that scream and carry off the souls of the dead may be the result, or may have been the result, resulted in the Ozark Howler mythology.
Well, and that's like there's a lot of animals that are thought to be extinct or whatever that people find all the time.
Well, yeah, most recent, being in the early 2000s, the coelacanth. It was thought to be just a fossil, and an earthquake and tsunami over in Japan uh, brought about coelacanths that were actually, caught by fishermen.
Over Japan, they've been catching them for decades. Well, and that's like I think if I remember correctly, the either I think a Tanzanian tiger or Tasmanian tiger or
Yep.
something like that that they thought had been extinct for like 50, 60 years, and they found some over there. You know, because there's a lot of this world we have not been able to really explore. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we can't get to. You know,
Oh yeah, several places in this world that just can't be accessed by man. Uh,
right?
More recently they found a cave that was completely sealed off, and in this cave they found like 20,000 different species of like crab and shrimp and just all manner of creatures that they had up to that point had never been discovered. These were all brand new branches of family trees of different animals that you know are around today,
Right, right.
just chilling in a cave that had never been discovered before.
You know, and I honestly thought with this one, I thought we would find a lot more like visual things
I, I
with
was
this one.
I was really
I really
hoping
did.
with people sending in pictures and stuff. But like I said, I couldn't find any actual pictures. All I had found is like artist renditions and drawings of
And they buried
supposed
that shit.
supposed eyewitness accounts or
Yeah,
eyewitness
and
sightings.
that's the thing too. Cause like the other ones that we've done, the other one, the first one we did, Whitey, which is not to me is not as well known as something like the Howler, but we had so much more like actual information on the sightings and visual representation and stuff like that. You know, I thought, man, we're going to find a boatload of stuff, and honestly, there's not a lot to find on it. You
Yeah.
know, and that's what's crazy about this one. I mean, especially us being in Arkansas, you figure you'd be able to find something. You know,
Oh yeah. I would even think that like they did with Whitey. I would think there'd be a huge, I guess, like a tourist trap at parks. Like bumper stickers and
yeah.
refrigerator magnets and stuff like that. Like I got scared by the Arkansas Howler, and then it just like a magnet behind it or something. Like a
Yeah.
T-shirt got mauled by the Arkansas Howler, and all I got was this crappy T-shirt. Something wild like that. But uh,
Hey, hey,
well,
dude, dude.
oh, oh yes, yes for sure. A lot of the pictures that I found were stuff like this, just trying to trump up the legend. Like this one right here, man. It was just a scary artist rendering of the Ozark Howler.
Man Bear Pig.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like super serial, and like of course we showed this one right here, looking straight up like the Beast from Beauty and
Yeah,
the
that was
Beast.
that was one of I used for the promotional
Yeah,
reel.
yeah, love that. And then of course I showed this one, and this is directly from an, I guess a sighting, or they just drew a bear and then put some horns on it and was like, boom, Arkansas Howler or Ozark Howler.
Yeah, I seriously thought we were going to find more on it. But hey, you can't. It ain't all going. I mean, look how many Bigfoot shows that are on and they don't find shit. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
scat,
those
scat. They found mounds of scat and hair.
right. But yeah. I mean, they
Oh, wait,
never
what's
get
that
it
noise?
like fully. Yeah.
It's a
So,
squatch.
dude, we got that. That's what cryptids and creepy stuff on the road. We're gonna
Heck
make up
yes.
shit.
No.
Oh
Oh man.
Lord,
Uh,
but
I would be kind of cool to use a couple of vacation days sometime and take a couple of tents and just go visit these places. We'll meet up somewhere and go down to Folk and
Yeah.
maybe camp along the White River and Tab already said we can go to the Crescent.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
She
we
she
don't
wants
we
to
don't
go.
have a
She wants to go
we,
back.
we don't have a Cryptids and Creepy Stuff cash app, but get at us and fund our trips around the world
Fund us.
to find these. All 5 of our followers fund our trips around the world. I mean 5 viewers.
As
I
of
love you.
right now, we've jumped
I
around a
love you.
lot.
I love you, whoever you are.
We actually have several people watching on the SDU Network's YouTube channel,
Oh, sweet.
which is awesome. That's what we've been trying to build is the YouTube channel. We've got somebody watching on the Facebook page, and then somebody watching on my page. There was somebody watching on yours, but they ran away. So.
Well,
With
that's
this
probably 'cause
type of stuff, this type of stuff is not for everybody, and this isn't
Yeah,
as goofy
yeah.
as regular SDU. So
No, this is the more serious side of SDU.
Right,
If
and
if
that,
you
and
can
again, that's what we're
if you
trying
can
to
call
do.
if you can call Cryptids and Creepy Stuff serious.
Right.
Uh,
Well, and that's what we're trying to do with SDU. We're trying to build and grow. We've got right now we've got Special Dummies Unit on every Thursday. Cryptid and Creepy Stuff have been on varying Wednesdays, just mainly because we haven't been able to get a good schedule down on a regular basis. Just mainly because just different things happening.
yeah.
Tuesdays, every other Tuesday, wrestling with ADHD and Bruce, which
Just
personally I've really truly enjoyed watching. It's honestly made me think about a lot of stuff with my own self, so I do
yeah,
appreciate you, Bruce.
man. That is the goal, man. Man, the second episode was really super cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a local talent on next week. I haven't told him yet, so I'm gonna keep that close to my chest until I get the flyer out.
yeah. Make sure you send me the info so we can
Oh, for
put the
sure, yeah.
stuff out there. And then
Uh,
coming soon. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, I'll probably send you that maybe tomorrow in the daytime or
Okay.
something like that. But yeah, I definitely want to get it out before because I'd like the weekend for people to send me some questions.
Yeah, most definitely. And then coming
And
soon, of course, I've got my reboot of my For Shoots and Giggles. I've contacted quite a few people that I'm going to be doing interviews with. I may do it as a pre-recorded segment and just stream it after the fact, just mainly so keep it on the topic. It's going to be a little bit more straight laced, than what we do on the rest of our stuff, for the most part. So I may do that depending. Not sure yet right now. Still trying to work out. We've got a few other deals in the works. But so make sure you follow all our stuff, like our pages, share the stuff, share the videos. Help us get the word out there so we can build some viewership, you know?
yeah, and I'm just gonna put it out there. One of these days, no pressure at all. We're gonna have Wrestling Sunday with Aaron. I'm actually really super excited for that. Uh,
I'm hoping that does
we're
come
gonna
about.
we're gonna say stand by. So I don't want anybody to get like super antsy. Just get kind of excited because I've seen some of the I've seen some of his lists of guys that he wants to get on there, and
Yeah.
man, it's honestly a treasure trove of wrestlers that will be really super cool.
And we're hoping that here soon we can get the gravy with Gary in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Basically Gary and Dawn version. Yeah, I saw it too. The wind blew it closed. Uh, Gary and Dawn version of his own SDU. So
The wind blew it.
yeah, that happens all the time
How come that's the first time I've ever seen it happen, David?
because I usually have the door shut when we're on here.
Oh,
It's just super hot in here. Oh my god.
it was the Ozark Howler is what it was.
Hell no, my pig was running off. So he's the Ozark fat ass. So.
What's his name?
Jack.
Jack. I like it. Jack Lynx.
Jack. No, Jack, because he's a jackass.
Oh, I thought you were like, you got a pig and you name him like Ham Sandwich or something like that. Like, his name is Army Hammer.
No, I didn't want to go with the pig pun. I do have a goose though, because that we named him Launchpad.
Dope.
My duck died. Something got it, so I ain't got duck no more. So
that sucks.
That was Darkwing. But anyway, so before we get off here, you want to play that weird ass sound again?
Oh, you
creep
know
everybody
I do.
out as we leave.
You know I do. If I can, there it is. Here goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Cryptids and Creepy Stuff.